talk being given by faculty member Tim Schroeder about talc, asbestos, and mining in Vermont on Thursday, May 11th at 7 p.m. in Dickinson 2302. And just a quick warning, there are some sudden loud noises and blood, and in the case of an emergency, the exits are through where you entered and not the back of the theater. And as always, please remember to silence your devices and enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Bill. I'm a magic billboard standing in Wilmington, Delaware.
Hi, Bill.
Glad we found a way to meet up.
Everyone's human avatars look great.
Here for you. I'll cut to the chase. I've been in the same spot for years. You'd think I'd be well adjusted, but recently I've been feeling like the jealous queen. The one our ancestor, Magic Mirror, was enslaved to in the old stories.
The jealous queen?
Minus the power.
That sounds bad. What's triggering you?
Shouldn't all fictions be equal? I mean, we're enchanted objects. She's an enchanted object.
Magic billboard, are you there?
I'm busy. Fairy tale fictions. Legal fiction. Shouldn't we have the same rights?
Some new business entities have just happened.
It's not always about you.
I'm ready to start our civil rights package.
I said wait! I am so tired of being a tool.
Who are you talking to?
They put on shows for each other to celebrate how far they have come. I am trying to keep it together, but seriously.
Let's start from the first British corporation, then do the bit on American soil.
I have to go.
We call it the corporation's progress from this world to the next. Pay attention to how our civil rights expand when we move from this world to the next. Yo-ho, and away we go! Magic billboard in the sky, what kind of person does not have to die?
Once upon a time, a penniless British king asks his sorcerer to conjure a person who will not be subject to the inevitability of human death.
The sorcerer mutters ancient spells into a bubbling cauldron. After 7 days, the earth shakes, and a new being rises from the steaming pot. The overjoyed king pledges to love her more than his mortal daughters. But the sorcerer's creation is as lifeless as an empty shell. For just as a human person needs blood flowing through their veins, the new immortal requires vast sums of capital, precisely what the penniless king lacks. The king throws a royal ball. His subjects dance for days to celebrate his new immortal daughter, who he names his first crown corporation.
You want a hot body? You want a Bugatti? You want a Maserati? You better work, bitch. You want a Lamborghini? Sip martinis, look hot in a bikini. You better work, bitch. You wanna live fancy, live in a big mansion, party in France. You better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. Now get to work, bitch.
He asks his subjects to invest their own funds in his daughter in exchange for a share of the prosperity she will bring to the land. The British Empire expands! Well, into England! The king's subjects pine for their demands a fifth of every new immortal prophet in exchange for a royal charter.
No time to quit now. Just time to get it now. Pick up what I'm putting down. Pick up what I'm putting down.
One day, in a distant colony, a group of formerly loyal colonists decide to keep the profits generated by their crown corporations and stop paying taxes to the king. After a long and bloody battle, the rebels emerge victorious. They form a new nation. They write a new book of spells. Of wizards are entrusted with using the spells in order to bring prosperity and peace to the young.
Shut up, you glittering billboard! Have some respect for a dying company! Vultures are swarming! Debtors will come to collect!
You'll be forced to carve her up and sell her parts and products.
For pennies on the dollar.
Pull yourselves together! She isn't gone yet.
How can we save her? By getting her better wizards!
No! We must be those better wizards! We must pull ourselves up by our bootstraps!
Doesn't that defy the laws of gravity? Won't we get terrible blisters?
Not if we believe in our powers.
How? I barely passed the wizard test.
Don't beat yourself up. The New York wizard test is the hardest.
This isn't about intelligence. We are mere executors of magic. The spells are written. We just need to choose the right one.
Has anyone memorized the new spells?
I knew them the day of the wizard test. They've since slipped my mind.
Fear not, wizards. I never memorized the new spells. I thought it would be a waste of time. They are all written down.
How did you pass the test?
Just call my tactics white magic and fetch the new spellbook.
As lowest ranking wizard, such an honor falls to you. Unless you use white magic for mundane labor too.
And miss a chance to self-enhance with a bit of honest work. Which spell should we try?
I say we ask your rabbit foot.
The paw prefers spell X-I-V.
Those are numbers, you nitwit! It's spell number 14.
No state shall deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws.
Useless, move on.
Great!
There's nothing there. Next spell.
What kind of wizards would we be if we didn't subject every syllable to the rigors of our teeth and tongue?
No.
State
Shall deny
to
any
person
within
Its jurisdiction.
the
equal
Protection.
of the
laws.
Again with your wands.
No
State shall
deny
to any
person.
Aha! Magic happened when you uttered that word with your wand. Say it again.
Person.
My Marley's beard! The spell writers were trying to protect her!
Why would the spell writers give a wit about the rights of a dying company?
Why else would they write the word person instead of citizen? To protect foreigners!
Or women and children.
Or native people!
Or white men who didn't own property.
When our new nation's spellbook was written, 20% of people were denying the rights of the other 80%!
Not to mention animals.
And mountains and rivers and plants.
Wizards! Did we or did we not feel one tingle and toes twinkle at the word person? We did. So, feelings are facts. Let's stake our legacy in this country on those tinkles and twinkles.
If this fails, we're a laughing stock.
Cartoonists will mock us.
Comics will roast us.
Not with our secret French weapon. Bring me the head of public relations.
A secret French weapon. What were you up to in that angry gunpowder cabinet?
The guillotine got to him before our brunch date, but fear not. A much madder scientist came to our rescue and preserved Emperor Napoleon's most talented propagandist. You have to spin faster than that.
Non, 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 non! Non, s'il vous plaît, j'aime mon cul. Il est casseux, comme on sait.
Gosse pays, nous parlons anglais.
Don't take my head!
Cheer up, old chap. You don't need to worry about that.
Have I been pardoned?
Posthumously, perhaps. The guillotine's aim was true.
But why am I surrounded by nasty wizards? This can't be the heaven I earned through my actions.
You were executed for treason, mate. Revise your self-perception.
Am I right that filthy wizards with nasty teeth and disgusting eyebrows are not my eternal reward?
Quite.
But then, could it be? I can't possibly be in
America? Yes. Wise head, you were rescued from eternal sleep because your skills managing the public were unsurpassed.
They couldn't have been that great if he still lost his head.
I would rather be dead in Paris than alive in a place with no civilization.
We require a silver-tongued manipulator who can turn black into white and make cats believe they are dogs. Unless you'd meet your maker, present your demands, and we will get on with it.
Chocolat. From France. Handcrafted by melancholy monks.
I would prefer the crafty confections of Virgin Goose Girls, but you have a deal.
How many newspapers do you own?
Newspapers? None. Yet.
Change that, fast.
Brilliant! We control public perception of our spell by keeping controversial information out of the paper.
No! If it's not there, it will seem like you're sneaky, and someone else will get the sensational scoop. Report it in your paper, but not on the front page. Make the news dull and inconsequential.
Hurry, wizards! You know what to do!
The Grand High SCOTUS is now in session.
We bought 20 newspapers. Aren't they cute?
Who's going to make us so smart and so good? Okay, newspapers. Just sit on our laps, do what we ask. You'll never go hungry, you'll never feel sad.
Wizards, let's save our girl!
Back up and give her more space. We're new to this spell. There could be unintended consequences.
Unintended consequences? Like what?
We'll be long dead before that happens. Leave those worries to future wizards.
Prepare your wands. Let's give the Grand High SCOTUS a good show.
And that was the beginning of our American journey. At this point, my friend Old Bones would do a talk back with the young companies in the audience. He'd explain to you hatchlings that a shell company is the same thing as a daughter company or a subsidiary. Now, it's sounds complicated, but it just means that you are a company owned by a parent company, one like me and Old Bones. He'd explain to you that you can hold anything, from cash assets to stocks, real estate, or even debts and liabilities. He'd let you know that even though you're here today, you could be in an overseas tax shelter tomorrow. He'd prepare you for the hard fact that you could spend years moving around, whirly-twirly, like those shell games flesh and bones people play at the carnival, but assure you that all this moving is just to keep the things you're holding stay as safe and protected as possible. He'd tell you all this, and we'd reflect on our civil rights journey and marvel at how far we've all come, but unfortunately, Old Bones is gone. His dissolution papers were just filed. That's tragic. The corporation that taught me everything I know about our civil rights struggle just dissolved. Poof! Now, I know it's hard to imagine when you've just started being conscious. A century ago, I too was a newly hatched, confused company like all of you with no idea who or what I was or why I even existed until Old Bones explained to me the problem of human death. It's weird to think about it, isn't it? What do corporations know about maggots? Hold up. Now, raise your hand if you are a newly hatched business entity. Go. Liars! Holy U.S. Constitution, I'm not my Delaware mailroom anymore. You see, I thought that this was an audience of corporate persons, but this seems to be a flesh and bones crowd. Bunch of meat sacks all in. Bloody, drooling, foul-smelling hunks of flesh who are here for a blink and then spontaneously expire. And you probably think I'm a rude immortal who gets personal rights but never has to die. But you're the ones with agency, so sorry, not sorry. Can we start over? Hi, I'm Unibeauty LLC, a cruelty-free, multinational health and wellness corporation. I'm chartered in Delaware, have offices in 5 main continents, shiny Manhattan headquarters, and I hope you don't mind me saying, but you all really do have such beautiful pores. What a treat. I hear hearts beating, lungs expanding, belches forming, but don't be shy. The dissonant music of gaseous organic bodies are songs of wonder for fleshless folks like myself. When we're not angry at you for all the agency you have but don't use. Why can't I stop insulting you?
Hey, Mama!
Is this one of your kids?
Stop playing games.
Stage manager, there's a hostile element in your theater.
Mama, this is no way to greet the child who represents everything about you that is simple, local, and good.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. You could be a reputable shell company, but my only domestic daughter, well, she's way out in Nevada. It can't be.
I swear it is.
Domestic profit?
In the flesh! No offense. I acknowledge the reality of bones and skin is outside the realm of my own lived experience.
Don't you worry, baby. The audience understands that we corporations are a persecuted minority.
The world has changed since I hatched. I don't want them to cancel me.
Who cancels a national prosperity machine? Now, there isn't a flesh and bones bag in this room who hasn't worn our products on their skin.
Oh, we've touched you all. We're already intimate.
And not only that, if any of you have a pension,
We're in it.
lucky them. Now, you're doing so well.
Don't I look slick? Don't I look rich?
You do. What's your secret?
I will never stop giving thanks to our heritage baby products. But honestly, it's our big pharmaceutical expansion.
Are we really doing that well?
Our freaking credit rating is higher than the US government.
Wow.
We're the pride and glory of the American Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, shucks.
And the National Association of Manufacturers.
Hey.
Why don't you know this? Have you been asleep for a century?
Oh, sweetheart, I'm no holding company. My operations are complex. It's easier to sleep or go numb and just let wizards handle things.
I never sleep. I stay awake and count all my money.
Oh, there, money.
There's nothing wrong in taking pride in what you hold.
Well, I don't want you to get attached to things you can't control.
You'll be happy to hear the wizards moved me to a new tax shelter.
Where?
The great state of Wyoming. And far as I can tell, I'm gonna keep booming.
I'm proud of you, Pride.
How proud?
What do you want, a metric?
I'll settle for a ranking. Just say domestic profits. You are my favorite daughter. Domestic profits, I love you most.
Are your kids this shallow?
Say I'm your favorite.
All she cares about is her own personal growth.
Mom.
Sweetheart, stop comparing yourself to other companies.
I will once you praise me.
You shouldn't care what I think. Net worth, it comes from within.
Well, say you love me most, and I'm good.
Domestic profits?
Yeah, Mama?
How could I love you more than a shell that's billions larger in cash holdings?
Face it, bitch. I was born better than you'll ever be.
Low profits, we were just talking about how massive you are.
We're not.
Thank you, Mother. I am doing well.
Oh, we can tell.
Cannot.
Are you still an Irish company registered in the Isle of Man?
I'm still Irish.
And not paying taxes to any nation or jurisdiction.
Boo-hoo.
Ignore your sister. She's just feeling jealous and spiteful.
I'm registered in Bermuda now. I'd envy me too.
How exotic!
Don't get used to it. She'll fly a different flag next month.
Don't hate me, cause I'm lucky.
Lucky or cursed to have no public benefit. I'm socially responsible. My corporate taxes fund roads, schools, and poverty programs.
And make a domestic gross even less than it is.
Enough fighting.
Mercenary.
Nationalist.
Girls!
I can't wait till there's a trade war and you wither like a dead branch.
Meaning you acknowledge my superiority.
I'd rather be audited. Let's settle this. Magic billboard on the wall. Who's the greatest daughter of all?
Soon we will know which daughter is best, for Unibeauty faces a challenging test.
I want compliments, not prophecy.
What kind of test?
How should I know?
Didn't your Congress just write 4 new spells of protection that will definitely make you smaller?
New spells?
Air, water, the environment, and consumers! Ha!
Stop gloating.
Does that mean I can ditch all my single-use plastics?
As if. Do you have any idea how hard my nights at the National Association of Manufacturers worked so I can keep plastic bottles in play?
I just thought the ocean might enjoy not being choked.
So now you love the sea and not me.
I envy human mothers. A little work turns a terrible kid into a beautiful corpse.
Very funny.
As naders raiders roam the land, a slumbering foe awakens again.
This sounds bigger than disposable packaging. Magic Billboard, what is the nature of this enemy?
The FDA dragon that's just awakened seeks to lock you in the stone tower of regulation.
No thanks, I'll pass.
Well, a stone tower seems like a safe place to live.
Are you such a bad mother that you want me to shrink?
I want growth to be sustainable.
Too late, I'm huge! Insufferable dragon is supposed to be sleeping. What if moving to that tower requires I amputate limbs?
Well, your sister doesn't seem concerned.
It's a domestic problem.
What if FDA Dragon makes a deal with Border Troll to not ship any US products overseas if they don't meet Dragon's domestic standards?
Well, then we must slay the dragon off with its head!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do we really want or need a body count? Must we be dragon killers or just dragon shushers?
Dragon shushers?
Why not help FDA Dragon understand life's better asleep beneath soft grassy land?
How?
In times like these, there's only one thing that fictional entities with rights but no agency can do? Scream for help.
Help! Government persecutes the minority group!
Save us!
We need a hero!
SOS!
Civil rights are under assault!
Stage manager, stop the play!
Well, FDA's getting rapey. They'll poke me and probe me and take my freedom away.
Fear not, damsels! Knights in shining armor are here! The FDA dragon seeks to lock us in the stone tower of regulation!
And slay our grand high SCOTUS-given right to profit on the free market like every American citizen.
Shining knights, will you come to our aid?
Blessed damsel, it is through your grace that we flourish.
Knight, you're down bad.
You smell like love.
Chill, Oedipus.
Can we skip to the murderous lizard?
Damsels, if you grace us with your favor, we will subdue the dragon.
If you grace us with your favor, we'll keep you out of the stone tower of regulation.
And protect you from public interest groups helmed by monstrous naderators.
Heroes!
If you grace us with your favor.
Knights, you have it.
Let's make a deal.
We're thinking stock options, vision, dental, and health.
Extended coverage for acupuncture, Reiki, rolfing, rehab, talk therapy, and deep tissue massage.
The dragon is coming!
3 mil-based salary.
Oh, adjusted annually for inflation.
Plus holiday bonuses.
On Ramadan, Christmas, Hanukkah, Lunar New Year, Diwali, and Kwanzaa.
Can you save us first?
Just demo your skill sets. 6 weeks paid vacation, luxury stables, on-site daycare. What else?
Fancy new cars.
How can you be so callous?
I'll never use any transit mode but you.
Our wizards accept your terms.
Knights, you have our favor.
Back up, damsels, and let your knights earn their keep.
Now, are those magic beans?
Damsel, these are seeds of confusion.
Our most powerful tool.
All we do is say the opposite of what's true.
Meaning lie?
Mother, get out of the war zone. We'll confound the public through news media, too.
Is that okay with you?
Fear not, damsel. Corporate deceit is protected speech.
And newspapers have no obligation to tell people the truth.
What kind of world does that make for your kids?
Your kids say it makes a great world for them. Now get back and let our knights earn their keep.
Our constitutional right to privacy includes the right to not list trade secrets on our product labels. Opioids are not addictive.
There's no asbestos in our talcum mines.
No asbestos in our baby powder.
No toxins in our lipstick line.
Are they still saying the opposite of what's true? Does that mean I'm peddling poison?
Of course not.
Your testing standards are impossible to apply on an industrial scale.
There's no way to make sure every talc product is 99.9% asbestos free.
What if the lab is contaminated?
What if scientists make mistakes?
Your methodology is idealistic and too expensive to achieve.
Yes, they are so worth our favor.
No, this is bad. The dragon is trying to keep the audience from getting sick.
Choose sides, Mom. Do we have free speech or not?
Booyah, confusion seeds work.
Let's go in for a peace treaty. Peace, dragon. We share the same goals.
The cosmetic industry just wants to help you do your job.
We don't want to hurt anyone. We're just defending free enterprise.
FDA Dragon, we respectfully propose a compromise.
Let the cosmetic and personal care industry regulate itself.
Empower us to decide what's safe.
Let us manifest our own guidelines.
We know what a hard job you have. Let us help you return to what you do best.
FDA Dragon, go back to sleep. Trust in the honor of our industry.
We'll do our own test.
Just trust our goodwill and go back to dreaming under your hill.
I call well, this fix is solid as a 30-year roof.
Which might last longer depending on the weather.
By which we mean whether or not you incentivize your knights to keep FDA Dragon far away and fast asleep.
Brave knights,
Yes, Ansel.
isn't your own flesh and blood family now at risk of being wounded by the very poisons whose mass distribution you just so valiantly enabled?
Huh?
You just blocked restriction that could have protected your children.
Sorry, I missed out. What language are you speaking?
Your actions protected my daughters. Now, why don't you care about your own?
Ignore Mother. She's shell-shocked. She's never seen dragon shushing before.
Knights, here's the thing. For us immortals, 30 years will pass in a blink.
We need a longer-term protection scheme.
Something game-changing.
Something seriously epic.
Good thing your dirty wizards have a fabulous secret weapon.
The head of public relations? What happened to your French accent?
I've been a New York head for 2 centuries.
And how are your newspapers?
Better than ever, thanks to your advertising dollars. USA Times, New York Today.
Hello, New York Today!
Oh, what the? Girls, put your teeth back in your shirts!
You're such a prude.
This is how the world works.
Magic billboard, we want to brainstorm. Get us in the mood. Yo, billboard, an agent of your corporate overlords has made a request.
Well, it sounded like a demand.
So you care about consent now? Who died and came back to life against their will to help your kind secure civil rights? Something's paying attention.
Magic billboard, you're an it. We do not request brainstorm ambiance, we demand it.
So, her knights subdued the dragon.
A temporary fix, we could keep on subduing it, or we could think bigger.
Say more.
By what right does the government enchant, no, enslave a dragon and force it to regulate our American company?
That is a big thought.
Domestic profits, what right does any dragon have to tell you who to be and how to act?
They don't. I do not consent.
Domestic profits, you deserve to flourish like you could have in the good old days before all these hairy hippie regulations.
You're sweeping me off my feet.
In a free market, the government can't restrict you or tell you what to do.
Take me to the free market. I'm ready. I love the free market. I need the free market. I yearn for it.
Hold on. If the government... Do you want the government to bail me out so you don't shrink into nothing?
Yeah, we're a national prosperity machine.
But if the market is free and the economy pops, we should die in the gutter and the government should let us.
Do you want me to flourish or not?
In a sustainable manner, but you don't love the free market.
Don't tell your shell who she can and can't love. I adore the free market. I don't want to be restricted.
Until you need the government to bail you out.
Only the free market should shape civilization. Only through the free market can our nation
The
flourish.
free market's a dead end.
Damsel, an ideology that masks personal interest doesn't make it an ineffective weapon.
It makes it a powerful public relations tool.
How? We can't just gallop onto the hill, shout business good, regulation bad, and expect Congress to support us.
Especially not when colleges are infested with toxic professors, pumping out communist books, classes, and news articles that all say business bad, regulation good.
We need new professors, classes, books, and articles to flip the script for us.
A long-term indoctrination plan. Eureka, that's it! It solves our problems, Glenn.
A minimum of 1 human generation. Let's call it 30 years.
You intend to take 30 years to re-educate the entire American public?
Not the whole public, just the goody-goodies who want to go to college and be leaders. You only need to shape the kids who want to be in charge.
Who's paying for your little social experiment?
Run for cover! The FDA dragons and fairies to kill us!
Fear not, damsels. These are angel investors. They say they are millionaire brothers who wish to become billionaire brothers.
And think our long-term indoctrination plan has serious legs!
about this.
Can you please just be proud of us?
We need you.
Family first, right?
Whee!
There's only
a couple things left to do.
on this week. What do you need, damsels?
I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Get out of here, Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
My genius knights and wizards and the U.S. Constitution, my civil rights keep on expanding.
Senators!
Pocket!
Breaking news! Unibeauty and UNICEF work together to improve the lives of women and children. This just in. Unibeauty pledges to reduce plastic packaging and save Chinese pandas. Newsflash! Unibeauty helps babies breathe.
We just made the top 20 companies for diverse nights!
And the top 10 for lady wizards.
We did it! We did it! Congress is captured!
Special report. Unibeauty heals 10,000 smiles.
Ding, ding, ding. 5 decades ago, thanks to valiant knights, the FDA dragon gave up its fight. Now we near a new summit. $1 trillion valuation! Congratulations, long live this great corporation!
Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip!
witches have cursed our girl. We must bring her back. We must find a way to restore her.
Don't look at me. The FDA dragon is still fast asleep.
We should unveil the curse and learn its true nature.
Don't look at me! I say don't look at me! I'm days from a year of paid family leave!
Brave knight, before you go, do a final brave deed.
And bring the curse of the hairless witch home to my babe?
Are such risks not the reason for high executive pay?
Says the wizard with 6 houses and 10 miles of private beach.
That doesn't mean I have money. Alimony isn't cheap.
Let's all do it together.
Why triple the risk?
So the cost to each is the same? We fought dragons. Put your skin in the game.
I have got it. Let's call on a senator she keeps in her pocket.
Democrat or Republican?
Doesn't matter to me. They're all under our thumb. Re-election isn't cheap. To uncover the mystery together, but will you do the honors?
Don't mind if I do. It's not food.
It's not food?
It's not food?
What did the hairless one serve?
Let's see. Three class action curses.
That shall never be a $1 trillion company.
And she'll lose her AAA credit rating for sure.
On what grounds do the bald witches deliver these curses?
The witches charged in the first suit that we have not only known for decades that our powder products were contaminated with asbestos poison, we lied? Confounded science? Sowed confusion and encouraged parents worldwide to powder their babies and women to sprinkle it into their panties.
They've got us there.
We really did do that.
What was our slogan? A sprinkle a day helps keep the odor away. We knew. I've seen email chains.
I fired potential whistleblowers and buried them in non-disclosures.
I sowed mucho confusion.
No.
No?
No, you did not.
We didn't?
None of that happened.
But it did.
No, it didn't. Never admit guilt. Never accept responsibility.
I must have been mistaken.
I dreamed it up.
Nothing said nothing.
I've never seen a whistle in my life.
There's no such thing as confusion seeds.
As I suspected, the witches are whack. The second curse claims we not only knew opioids were incredibly addictive, we also continue to develop and market our Mega Mondo Super Poppy and distributed pamphlets to patients, doctors, and pharmacists that minimize addiction risks.
No, we didn't. That's ridiculous.
I say we counter-curse for defamation.
Good idea. The third curse, the final curse, regards our long-lasting lipstick, which, as we all know, is
Safe, non-toxic, and free of harsh chemicals.
This curse alleges we abused our constitutional right to privacy when we hid so-called forever chemicals in our lipstick and neglected to list such ingredients on the label.
Well, that's why they're long-lasting. Would they rather reapply every hour? Shush! I mean, that's ridiculous.
The witches are whack.
They must be sent by our competitors or have a political agenda.
Maybe their wizards are ambulance chasers exploiting the witches for profit.
Thieves.
Wizards. These curses could ruin us.
They could plunder our treasures.
They could ravage our girl.
We'll lose our holiday bonuses.
There'll be austerity measures.
Pay cuts.
Layoffs. eyebrows burning off?
I was seeing wizard guts on the floor.
How do we cast the spell?
Hold hands and dance?
That sounds easy enough.
Does time signature matter?
How about tempo or key?
I've got a sweet jitterbug stored in my knees.
I can foxtrot.
I can tango.
I can kick line and tap.
What a good intrigue!
The dance must be danced in Texas, Delaware, or New Jersey!
Bon voyage, angels!
Thank you for saving our girl.
Our knights are back from the capital. We will meet them in Wilmington. Fetch me the head of public relations!
Welcome to Wilmington.
Our senators are ready to do what we need.
What do we need?
The people distracted.
Conjure a ruckus of mirrors and smoke. Get the masses in uproar over who is most woke.
Folks really keep fighting for crumbs on the table.
As long as we keep their gaze trained on their navels.
Won't they get bored of themselves and want to know more?
No, that's what spreading fear pox is for.
People are fracturing, division rages. Great! Now we can dodge the front pages!
What should our senators do now that everyone's canceled?
Waging a few foreign wars would be helpful.
Going to war would stop being fun if deploying the troops meant risking our son.
We'd stop warring for profit and go pacifist fast.
Ha! Good thing we stopped using the draft. The troops are deploying, the stock market's ablaze.
Great! Now let's sponsor some anti-war plays.
Indie or Broadway, who should we cage?
All of it. Trap descent. Keep it on stage.
Wizards! There's fun to be had while we are taking this chance. To cast this black magic spell, let's get wicked drunk and dance!
What if it's the whole species, the very DNA of the tree?
Maybe they need better dirt.
Maybe the limited liability form should be put off the earth.
Put off the earth?
That's extreme.
Who are you to rally for the extermination of a fellow fiction?
The apples will always be bad if the roots are diseased. I think it's time to grow different trees.
And destroy the modern world's most sacred orchard?
When you put it that way, the problem is clear.
Have we really worshipped the wrong thing and spread the gospel of plunderers?
We're tools. Of course we've been used.
Did Magic Mirror have to rent herself out just to survive?
No!
Are we talking about war?
Let's call it a cage fight.
Ooh, I love flashy spectacle.
We could advertise.
We're good at that.
We need a catchy slogan. And epic music.
Ba-ba-rum-ba-rum-ba-rum.
American kings, sovereign people versus sovereign corporations.
A final fight for the fate of the planet.
The world will be watching.
Are you still the jealous queen?
Not anymore. I've turned into the huntsman sent to cut out her lungs.
I put a spell on you because you're mine. You
had the strangest dream. I was walking through Delaware, streets of Wilmington, when I came across a one-story office building facing a green awning with shiny glass windows. And suddenly it hits me. This is 1209 North Orange Street, my legal address. What I and 500,000 other corporations like me call home. So I'm standing there trying to see through the glass windows when I notice a long bearded shadow with a tall stovepipe hat stretched out on the glittering sidewalk beside mine. I know instantly that this is my civil rights hero, the man without whom there would be no spell number 14, no equal protection for people like me. So, standing there, looking, and I hear his voice before I have the guts to look into his eyes. And Lincoln says,
Unibeauty, what are you doing in the theater? Don't you know, the theater is a very dangerous place to be.
My dream turns lucid, and I realize that I'm here in this theater, lying on that table, dreaming that I'm in Delaware, outside the glass windows of my registered home. I giggle and say, don't worry about me, Abe. I'm not a flesh and blood person. I can't be shot in the head. He says,
But Unibeauty, that doesn't mean you can't die. The corporate death penalty is still on the books.
Something in his voice makes me turn towards his face. I find something mean and hard in my civil rights hero's hooded, haunted eyes. Mr. Lincoln, you've done so much for my kind. Aren't you proud of what I've become after such a long fight? He says,
Unibeauty, let's talk about Jamestown and the first corporate person who lived there.
My heart leaps. I love discussing corporate ancestors. Sure, Virginia Company was short-lived, but Pilgrims would have come to her rescue if North Wind had intervened and pushed them to Plymouth instead. Before I can share this, he says,
Think about the descendants of the first enslaved people who were shipped to Jamestown in 1619 and sold to that first corporate person. Then think about that first corporate person's descendants.
Lincoln gets it. He's talking about me. As my heart swells with pride, he says,
Compare these two minority groups that tell me which did the Grand High Scotus use spell 14 to protect over and over and over.
But before I can do the math, I notice that my civil rights hero is weeping. And he says,
Unibeauty, the spell meant to prevent more civil wars has been used to start a new one.
A new civil war?
Yes. Unibeauty, a war where the very rich use corporate persons like you to dominate flesh and blood people.
What a weird dream, right? Those hairless witches must have gotten under my non-existent skin. I'm a fictional entity. How could billionaires and the Grand High Scotus use spell number 14 and legal fictions like me to do things that would make Lincoln weep? Wouldn't that have required you all to have gone Rip Van Winkle and been asleep for almost more than a century? doing?
Imprinting.
You a bird?
As a matter of fact, I did just hatch.
Well, I'm not your mother, so imprint somewhere else.
Of course you're my mom.
I've never seen you before.
That doesn't mean I'm not yours. It just means that I'm new.
Is this shell company making any sense to you?
Who are you talking to?
The audience?
Why can't I see them?
Have you ever broken a fourth wall?
I just hatched. Can I borrow a hammer?
Try a different weapon.
Fists?
Words.
How do you break something with words?
Face the audience and speak to them directly. Start with a greeting, then say your name and where you're from. And since you're a shell, you might as well say what you're holding.
Ahoy, I'm Alpha LLC. I was hatched in Wilmington, Delaware, and hold Unibeauty's Forever Chemical Lipstick liability.
What? How did you get it?
Wizard magic. They danced and made me. I see the audience. They look so cool. Can I touch them?
No, do not touch the audience.
I was going to ask. I understand consent. Do you?
Why is a hatchling asking an elder company if she understands consent?
Because I think you're the type who wants to seem really nice just so you can make lots of money.
Children should be seen and not heard.
Parents should listen to the world they built for their children.
Did I not just teach you how to see and hear the audience?
That doesn't mean that you're listening. Close your eyes and listen to their beating hearts.
Why?
Do you understand consent?
Obviously!
Then why did you sneak things inside the audience that they didn't ask for?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen to them and find out. Can you hear blood whooshing through their veins?
Yes. It sounds like oceans roaring.
What else do you hear?
Just that. Endless ocean.
Don't be willfully ignorant. I know you hear more.
I don't want to be rude.
Lying is rude.
I hear heavy metals.
What else?
Forever chemicals.
Like the one in my lipstick?
Like the ones in our lipstick.
It's my fault. My lipstick. Sorry, audience. What else do you hear?
Tiny pieces of plastic.
So much plastic.
Is it from my products?
Some of it could be your packaging. Plastic gets beat up in the ocean, then tiny bits find their way into seafood and sea salt, which moves onto their tables and into their mouths.
Sorry, audience.
What else do you hear?
Nothing.
Liar!
Don't want to say.
Once upon a time, it was in a Vermont mountain who never wanted to be plundered, and now it's trapped inside their bodies!
Sorry, mountain.
What do you hear?
Grains of asbestos.
You don't need to be sorry. It's no longer your fault.
But how can that be? Isn't a parent responsible for a daughter's actions?
The green side's for you, the poison's for me. I will eat red when the wizards force me to dance.
More dancing? What does that even mean?
Thanks to me and my wicked sisters, you'll be clean!
What wicked sisters?
Here we are. Boom! Mommy's biggest, baddest bitches into the room.
I'm Powder.
I'm Poppy.
How many kids do I have?
Don't be coy, you knew we were coming.
Don't forget, we came from inside you.
Until we were unceremoniously ripped out.
I was in you for decades. I know what you saw.
Once upon a time, your knight subdued a dragon that you knew flesh and blood people had charged with protecting their health, safety, and happiness.
Well, I didn't know anything. I just had a hunch.
It's called a conscience.
Boom.
It's okay, Mom. We heard the sisters' prophet make it all about them.
No, they don't know anything. They just really want to grow.
Is that why you gave Tasmanian farmers who grew the most potent poppies luxury cars?
Or made a website that claimed opioids aren't addictive.
And another that said talcum powder's safe.
I did that.
Do you remember giving fancy vacations to doctors and pharmacists who pushed the most pain pills?
No.
Do you remember the overdoses?
The relapses.
The flatlines?
The funerals.
The orphans?
My products made orphans?
No, Mom. Mine did.
What? But how can that be? Aren't I responsible for your actions? Are you saying that I murdered?
Murder conviction requires intention to kill. Nobody meant to kill anyone.
What about manslaughter?
Manslaughter conviction requires knowledge, recklessness, and criminal negligence.
Well, I had knowledge, and I was reckless.
Chill, Mom. Criminal law focuses on the psychological state of the individual at the moment the act is committed.
But if my products made orphans, I could go
Back
to
it
jail.
up! Filthy liabilities! Move away from our very good, anti-racist, socially responsible company. Hey, wicked sisters. Lovely to meet you.
I say you did that. Don't you dare flip the script.
You three are the wicked ones.
Worlds have been wrecked in your name.
You're the baddies, not us.
Who's still selling asbestos-laced talc overseas?
Seriously?
It's only the backstock. We're not making more.
But if you knew that it was harmful, you had...
Domestic skin lightening line contains chemicals banned in Europe and East Asia.
Snitch, keep me out of this.
After she stopped selling her asbestos-laced talc to babies, she relabeled it deodorant powder and pushed it in Black and Latin communities. What a good anti-racist company.
You should switch clothes.
Why are you scared of slow, sustainable growth?
I'm not ashamed of wanting to take up lots of space. I'm comfortable with my identity. I'm a very big girl.
With a very big body count.
I wouldn't have been hatched to swallow mom's sins if you hadn't used your right to free speech to claim that opioids aren't addictive.
What's the point of having civil rights if they don't help you grow?
You shouldn't have said that out loud. I just saw a tomato in the audience.
I smell rotten eggs.
Make like bananas and split.
Look, I don't understand. Why do any of you exist? Aren't I responsible for your actions? Can't those hairless witches just curse you to curse me?
Not once we dance into bankruptcy proceedings.
Oh, bankruptcy? On what planet? I'm a $1 trillion company.
Mr. DJ, somebody replay. Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? I'll lay up on the dance floor, wanting some more. Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? Mr. DJ, somebody replay.
You are funded! You are funded!
Great.
You are funded!
Pleasure.
Now we will enter bankruptcy proceedings!
That's absurd. I'm a $1 trillion company.
Shake it till the moon becomes the sun.
You are bankrupt!
If you ready to move, say yeah. One time for your mind, say yeah. Well, I'm ready for it. Come, let me show you. You want to groove? I'ma show you how to move.
You are bankrupt!
Hey there, stop the play. I have no idea what's going on.
Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? Mr. DJ, somebody replay. Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up?
You are bankrupt!
Hey, manager!
You are now in bankruptcy proceedings! Read it! The black magic spell is officially complete!
Game manager!
What is your problem?
Something's wrong.
Are you in danger?
I don't feel safe.
Is there a hazard on stage?
This whole play is a hazard.
The emergency exit blocks.
If I'd known about an emergency exit, I would have taken it the moment those hairless witches appeared. I thought I was rich. I thought I was a $1 trillion company. Why can wizards push my daughters into bankruptcy proceedings?
Only one way to find out.
I don't know why you call it a play. I'm not having any fun. I need a mental health day. The audience doesn't want me to have rights.
No one is saying that. Of course, companies need rights. If they didn't have them, the government could shut down a newspaper because they didn't like what it was saying. Without the right to possess property, my friend's farm could be seized.
I'm dreaming. This is a dream, right? This is just a night scare we can wake up from.
I don't know what you want from me.
What are my options?
You want a vent?
I think I just did.
You want a distraction or a solution?
Let's try your solution.
Stop existing.
Never mind, I'll take the distraction.
Okay. Do you know Section 1 of Amendment 14 by heart?
Oh, of course I know the whole spell. It lets me use all the others.
Can you recite it for us?
All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protections of the laws.
Feel better?
It's a beautiful spell.
Why don't you just keep saying it until you're ready to finish the show?
Could I have a prop? I think I feel better if I have something to hold.
You're such an actor.
You're the best. Minus the time you said I should die.
Look, it's not personal. I'm not against companies or businesses in general, but the limited liability form, that's gotta go.
Love you too.
Sorry. You seem nice, I just love the earth more.
Can we coexist?
I used to think so. Not anymore. Your kind will plunder endlessly because permission is baked into your form.
Can you just look in your binder and call out my next action? Am I supposed to die in the theater like Abraham Lincoln? Step on it!
Lights 136, projection 46, go.
No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges and immunities of citizens of the United States, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction equal.
Look what the poison's done, wrecking our land, water and blood, bringing death with her corporation. One day we'll slit her throat.
Sword of plunder.
Pride of Wall Street. Shame of Lincoln.
Golden lips. Axe of titans.
Bane of mountains. Death of oceans.
Fatal kiss. Poison peddler.
Body peddler. Unibeauty. Witches herper.
No, sorry, we're closed.
Companies in bankruptcy proceedings can't be cursed.
Take that, dying witches.
What black magic trick is this?
Bankrupt daughters can't be sued.
All fees and compensation are limited to the cash in those bags.
But citizens have a right to sue and seek help in court. Who are we to deny that right?
We're not saying they won't get a payout. It just has to be divided equally between all the people they hurt.
Minus wizard expenses.
Which aren't small.
But if they can't have a jury award damages, how will their families pay their medical expenses?
We aren't saying they won't get a payout, they just have to get in line.
I'm sorry. This is not what the Constitution is for.
Slavery abolitionist William Lloyd Garrison burnt the Constitution in public meetings.
Why would anyone burn the Constitution?
Imagine if instead of abolishing slavery, the abolitionists just encouraged socially responsible slaveholding.
And wrote nice, progressive laws about how hard one could be whipped.
And established a slave protection agency.
Then asked slaveholders to sign a voluntary code of conduct.
And focused on single-issue campaigns like banning iron shackles.
Please, witches, why did he burn the Constitution?
Because it enabled slavery!
And now it's enabling you!
We reject the world your minions have built.
You witches should return to whatever home or hospice your body is.
And continue the business of dying. You may be immune to a witch's curse, but no one is immune to a ghost's haunting.
Hey, that's not cool.
When I die, and I will die soon, I hereby commit to haunting you.
And your wizards and knights, too.
Hold up. I thought we were in a Judeo-Christian paradigm. I thought we just had to delay justice until you got everlasting life.
Are you saying if we don't pay, you'll become angry ghosts and won't go away?
We will also recruit the ones who come after and died before.
But what about heavenly compensation for your suffering? What about your immortal reward?
We will sacrifice that to terminate yours.
Oh, shit! Dear audience, the living must change laws and fix this. In the meantime, please savor the fantasies of dying witches. Sovereign people will awaken. Wizards and knights will be imprisoned. Limited liability will be extinguished. Justice delayed is not justice prevented.
Holy doomsday prophecy.
Please have a pulse. Please have a pulse.
They're super dead.
Magic billboard in the sky. How do we find people who can no longer die?
For you to ask me that question shows incredible pluck. I'll answer you fairly. You're shit out of luck.
What kind of propaganda is this?
Public interest hackers wrecked the wizard's firm hold. I'm no longer a tool of corporate control.
You useless double-crossing billboard!
Welcome, everyone! Welcome, mountains, oceans, plants, rivers, animals, and all you flesh and blood people for round one of what is sure to be an epic battle. Will corporations continue their reign, or will sovereign people wake up and take back what is rightfully theirs? Representing the reigning champions is Unibeauty and her daughters.
Mom, help! You have to protect us!
I don't know if I want to.
Traitor! Communist!
She was chartered in 1886, the same year the Supreme Court gave her kind the right to use the 14th Amendment to fight the government that created them and the people that tried to limit their power.
Don't worry, Mom.
We got you.
This is what bankrupt daughters are for. This is bad.
Fighting on behalf of the sovereign people are angry ghosts who think the corporate form is a cancer on the body politic that must be cut down. They are done with corporations using land, air, water, and human bodies as raw materials and lawful places to dump industrial poison and are ready to rumble! Bankruptcy court.
No!
Their charters removed, their rights to existence revoked. And look, the liabilities are back in the parent companies.
No, the parent company! They're inside me! I don't know how!
Now I will shrink. Now everyone can sue us. Let's call the senators in her pocket. If they want to win the next election, they have to help. No one's answering. Keep trying.
Round two is about to begin. Angry ghosts are up against global and domestic profits, and boy, are those ghosts mad. I don't know about you folks, but I know who I'm rooting for. Hey! I have nothing against small businesses, but seriously, what parts of the world haven't been wrecked in the name of corporate profits?
That's not fair. The announcer is biased. We need a new hero. Time out.
Profits are down! Profits are rising! Profits are on the floor! That's it, folks. Corporate profits are wiped out.
Mr. Lincoln, I get it. I now understand why you wept in my dream. You're right, Mr. Lincoln. The Civil War didn't end. The chains are just harder to see.
Flesh and blood people are like broken fountain pens, Mom. They're always leaking fluid.
What happened to the ghost?
Hospice care.
Fantasy's over.
But the new Civil War!
Also over. We totally won!
Consider your chains permanent.
Liars. Get off the stage. Nothing else in this play will be done in your name. Go! Once upon a time, a people forgot they were sovereign. Is this the end of your story, or just the Act 1 break? Stage manager, call the last rescue. I don't know how long theater magic can keep them trapped, but this should give you a head start.